What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the 6th Round Podcast, episode 33. 33 out here. Let's fucking go. The greatest number in podcast history. Aside from 100, right?
Turty turd.
Turdy turd podcast. Let's go. But, it was not the turdy turd fight of,
It was
or
a
the fight
turdy
card.
turd fight. It was super turdy turd.
Well, yeah, that's fair. It was a turdy turd fight card. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
well, this is a hard one. We're gonna do our best out here. We had another Apex card. And boy, was it an Apex card. I feel like this was the most Apex of fucking Apex cards.
And it just sucks because I know, like, we feel differently. Like, I thought that most of the card was good. It was really the main card that started slowing it down. But it was the Apex and just the UFC promotion in general. The fucking sounds off, like, no sound in between,
So
like,
much
whenever
of the
they cut to
broadcast,
the fucking, like, after the fight, and they're going to announce
the
shit.
wide
It's just,
angle.
yeah, and then, just the wide angle doing that PFL shit, just showing the fucking cage for mad long, just not expecting all the finishes at first, and just mad commercials. It really gave it a boring feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it dragged it, and then we'll start where we always do, at the main event, and capping off a card like this with a fight like this. That's just not how you want to do it.
No.
Vicente ends his 2-fight skid and comes back after a year layoff, gets the unanimous decision win over RDA over 5 rounds. But that was not the fight I was expecting.
Yeah, a lot of clinching. A lot of clinching.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the fight just on the fence.
It was probably like 18 minutes of the fight that was just on the fence. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And yeah, no, it was not the fight we were expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot more scrappy than what it was, just because of the two names involved. But it also makes sense that Luque is trying to fight a lot more calculated, a lot more smart, which is fair.
Yeah.
I agree
And
that he
RDA
should be
being
doing
38
that.
years old.
No,
It makes
exactly.
sense, but it's like, like, afterwards thinking about it, it's like, it makes sense for the fight it is. Vicente getting the fucking brain hemorrhage, just being more smart, like, not trying to take the damage, RDA's age and stuff, but going into it, seeing the names, it's just the fight that you expect, you just expect something, and yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, thinking that it was going to be way more scrappy. The brief moments where they were like out at range throwing some shots, like RDA was landing some nice shots on Luque. He had, landing a good right hook, left hand on him. Luque was landing some good rights. But
I'll tell you, one of the times they broke, RDA had a pretty decent flurry through like an elbow and then a couple shots right after. But these moments were too far, too few and too far in between.
100%.
It was just.
It's definitely good because going into I'm just like, I hope they don't get hurt too bad, but it's like shit. I was at least hoping for a more fun fight than that.
It's hard though.
I know,
you can't wish for both
it's
things.
It's hard to balance that. It's hard to reconcile those two things into one.
I mean, you could
fight,
you could have good grappling exchanges. You know what I mean?
Nah,
but it's like
that's very true.
That's very true.
But yeah, just clinching on the cage, just over-unders, just turning back and forth, dropping for the takedown, just hanging on the neck, like that. That was like 80% of the fight. Like it just.
And because they kept switching position, the ref can't do shit. He can't just break it up.
I know they're working, they're doing shit.
Exactly.
If this was one, that fight would have been broken up 100 times. But yeah,
it's not.
I know. But yeah, not a great fight. Vicente gets the win, keeps his spot in the top 10 though. And I mean, just before we started, you brought it up that I guess he wants to welcome Dustin Poirier to the division.
Yep.
Which
That's
I
no
don't
good.
like that. I don't like that at all. Like
He doesn't need to be getting punched by Dustin.
no. No.
Not a happy 170 Dustin.
Nah, like that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the thing. Like even with this, like fight happening and just like getting more time, whatever. It's like I'm still just gonna be so nervous every time he fights with just with that shit happening.
Nah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
it's the more time goes on, like the chance of you re-hemorrhaging it goes up. Like it could potentially only get worse with time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, just
hope for the best with it.
exactly best case scenario. He, just like a one-time thing maybe, and just he'll be good for the rest of his career. But yeah, that's why just going into it sucks because it's like whoever wins, it's like I don't want to see him fight. Exactly, like I don't want to see him fight up. Like, god damn, like there's just so many killers in like 170 division that it's like like what? It's fucking I don't know. You're gonna fight like a Kevin Holland or like a Ian Gary Jack like type thing like coming up. You know what I mean? Or like shit, even a 4-year-old Wonder Boy still's got fucking hands on him. You know what I mean? Like
Which I mean, with that one, that'd be a rematch with Vicente and with Thompson, and that was a beatdown on Steven's part.
Yeah, that was easy
he
for
beat
him.
Vicente pillar to post in that fight.
And that's why like it's like hard going up for Vicente because lost to Jeff Neal, lost to Wonder Boy, so it's like not really gonna be fighting up from there, and so it's I'm pretty sure he trains with Ian, so I don't think they'd fucking fight each other.
No, that was the thing. I'm like, Vicente's either. I was talking about this on stream the other day. It's like Vicente's either gonna get fed to Shavkat or he's gonna get fed to Jack Della Maddalena.
I
just feel like those
fights.
No, I know, but it's like the only fights that I'm looking at, like where I know like the timelines match up better.
Yeah, I think JDM makes sense.
JDM is probably the next guy up, in my opinion, to fight Luque. But
toss that on like the MSG card or something. Like I could easily see something like that for sure. Yeah, that'd be terrible for Vicente. But
oh my god, no.
But not. It's like it's like you just beat RDA. No, I know. Like in a main event. Like
Yep. They're not gonna give him Chiesa. He does train with Ian Gary because Vicente trains with. Actually, he wouldn't even fight Shavkat, doesn't he? Fight off their same camp.
I'm pretty sure like they
all just train together.
Yeah, it's like Ian, Vicente, Gilbert, Shavkat.
Yeah, Vicente's options are Jack Della Maddalena or Sean Brady.
Yeah, Kevin Holland they could throw in there too, but
Kevin Holland's indicating he has a fight already lined up.
But just Kevin Holland fight anyone, anytime, so it's like that shit could easily happen.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know.
But yeah, so good for Vicente to, get that double up on his paycheck for the win, but yeah, it's rough times ahead for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But moving into the co-main event. I'll be honest, I didn't pay much attention to this fight. Too many conversations going on.
Oh my god, that.
I did see at one point, I think it was the end of the second round, where they started scrapping a bit. Yeah, and I was just like, oh shit. Like, Cub landed a nice shot on fucking Hakeem, looked like it hurt him a bit. I was just like, yo, is Cub actually about to fucking knock him out?
That was like the very end of the round.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
like,
Cub gets the unanimous decision win over Mean Hakeem Dawodu, and what was it? I'm pretty sure right before the fight ended, Hakeem was like minus 1,400 favorite, like on the live odds.
Minus 1,500. No, minus like 15,000, and like Cub was like plus 2,000 or some dumb shit.
I don't think it was that crazy, but
No, is that
like? No, that was what it was shown. 15,000.
No. That was for Vicente.
That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay. Yeah. That was Vicente RDA.
You're good.
No, it was still something insane. Like,
no,
where it's like, it was a very questionable UD win.
Yeah.
Even like with me, like, and I could have possibly just been seeing the parts where Hakeem was doing good, but like, I felt like Hakeem won that fight, and but I don't have the like evidence to back it up.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I mean, good for Cub to. I know they said like
Mhm.
that. He had like his kid in attendance. His kids in attendance. So good
Yep.
for him to be able to get the win.
I mean, but even he said it. He was like, I didn't think I won that fight. Like, it
Mhm.
was kind of a crazy decision because I know I watched much more than you guys did because you guys were wrapped up in the conversation that I was definitely ignoring the shit out of.
Yeah, I know, then that's because
But
I
yeah,
wish I had
I
ignored
thought
the conversation.
Hakeem had that shit. But
I was about to say you, Swift, like everyone is seemingly on Twitter.
Nah, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so Cub gets the win. Keeps alternating the win and loss streak going since 2020. So
Ooh.
I mean, 39 years old, to fucking, as questionable as it may be, to be able to like get a decision win over a fucking 32-year-old. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
up, like Cub's just a vet, man. That's just awesome for him. So it's like, yeah, definitely sucks for Hakeem, but let's go, motherfucking Cubs, Swanson.
Yeah.
Other than the main event, this was definitely my most anticipated fight on the card.
Yep.
It went basically how I think we all thought it was gonna go.
Yep. Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah. Going into it, Khalil was on a 3-fight winning streak. Chris Daukaus on a 3-fight skid. And they both extend those streaks to one extra.
I don't even know why they went back and rebooked this because we all knew how this was going. Like,
yeah.
Like Chris Daukaus, he had like one flurry that looked like it kind of caught like Khalil off guard a little bit, like landed I think one or two like good like decent shots in there.
Yeah. Like when the round first started, I mean it only went to 240, but
yeah, but that was it. He just
yeah. I was about to say Khalil doing Khalil things like
yeah, man. I don't know. He just fights too like I don't know what exactly the problem is, but like it like the main thing is just his defense isn't there. You know what I mean? Like he can't just get out of the way of these shots, but it's like I don't know what he could do in his striking, obviously other than like just like the basic of like moving your head, like that shit. Like I just don't know what he could do that could like meaningfully change his fortunes. You know what I mean? It's just
the thing is that I don't think he can really do much. It's like it's just his chin. Like he's been getting knocked out since his early days of fighting. Like his second fight, he got knocked out first round back in 2014. You know what I mean? Like all of his wins are like for majority first round finishes, some second round, but it's like
all of his losses but one are by KO TKO.
It's like let him be with a guy that's in front of him that hits hard. Like I just don't think he's there to take it. You know what I mean? Like he's not
fair.
good in exchanges. He's knock out or be knocked out. Like and he's definitely there to be knocked out. Like I don't know.
I was about to say, for a lot of these guys, he also just doesn't have the power to knock them out, like at the UFC level, for a lot of them anyway.
Yeah.
Because
especially once you start getting into like the Khalil Roundtrees, Curtis Blades, Jairzinho, Derek Lewis, like the last 4 fights, like none of these guys really get knocked out that often.
No, yeah, and it's like, with Chris, it's not like they're like beating the shit out of him. It's like a shot that sits him down, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's just it.
Yeah, because it's like with that, it's like you can have like, better defense, better striking, but it's like generally you're gonna get hit at least once, so one of those lands and Chris just needs just that one shot.
Yeah,
all he needs is that one. So it's I just think he doesn't have the chin for it.
It sucks. It comes into UFC 4 wins in a row and just 4 losses in a row, all by finish. Just as we said in the preview, the only one making it out of the first round was Curtis Blades in 17 seconds out, like into the second. It sucks, but I mean, honestly, probably just for like the good for him, he should get cut from the UFC. You know, like
definitely.
Because to your point, like he just really can't take these shots, so it's like he's probably just way better off going to like back to a fucking Cage Fury or something, and like making some alright money, like becoming a champ there or something, and just being able to beat guys that he could just run over first.
Yeah,
that LFA. I mean, I could see maybe like Bellator trying to pick him up, but that's really about it.
I mean, shit, he's 33 years old. I'm pretty sure he was like a former cop in Pennsylvania. Maybe he just fucking goes back to like doing something like that too.
Yeah, no, seriously.
That's like, I don't know, it's shit like that where it just, you just feel bad, but it's like it gets to the point where, like you said, I'm not even realizing, just basically being knocked out since, like, the start of his career and like all of his losses. It's like, you just gets to a point where you just it's not meant for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and exactly. And it's like for some people, especially like being a cop prior, like in Pennsylvania and shit, it's like it's go back, get another job or something. It's not like this was your whole life beforehand, and like this is just what you know, and you know what I mean. Like, bro, you can go back to living a regular ass life, like fighting in these little promotions if you want to keep up with it, but it's not for you.
Yeah, it's like that's what I mean. It's like so many people. It's like, oh, like, he's a shitty fighter or whatever. It's like, bro, dude was still able to like make it to the UFC, got a fucking 4-fight win streak, knocked out Shamil Abdurakhimov, like made it into the top like 10 of the division, so it's like, yes, it's like,
like he's not shit. Like, think about the small percentage of people that actually participate in like MMA or combat sports or whatever, and then the people that actually make it to the top percent of that shit, it's like he's not shitty, but he's just not supposed to be at that exact level. Like,
I think that's what we're all kind of saying. It's just like, he's just not his chin, like in reality, it's like his chin just isn't on that level to be on that level. Like,
and like that's the thing with fighting, like you got to be able to take damage, like that's just unless you're gonna have the greatest fucking double leg as soon as the fight starts and like the best top control until like that fight ends, so you never take a punch. It's like,
well, that's the problem. Then then if everyone knows you're starting with a blast double, then you get Jorge Masvidal flying knee.
Nah, but that's like, it's,
you know what I mean. So
Chris probably at the end of his UFC run, but good shit for Khalil. 4 in a row, definitely deserves someone ahead of him in the rankings. And there's a lot of fun fights that he can have at 205.
Oh my god.
A lot of fights that are being booked and shit, so we'll have to see, just timeline when he wants to come back and who he might actually be able to fight, but I'm going to be excited no matter who it is. But another fighter that I will always be excited when she fights. Yasmin Lucindo, right?
Hell yeah. The only one who believed she could get it done.
I know. I was gonna say, Kate, the only one with the true faith in her. She gets the second round submission over Polyana Viana.
It was good.
Yeah.
Polyana doing Polyana things first round, just taking her down, trying to sub her. She got her in like a decent armbar attempt, but Yasmin just got herself out of that, survived the first round. She knew she was good. But then she got herself that second round arm triangle choke, and it was beautiful. I don't know, she's great. Like, she's only 21 years old. She made her debut last year against Yasmin Yaragui, who is also just another young fighter. She was 8-0 at the time. They had a great fight. It was just real scrappy. She ended up losing the decision, beat Brogan, and I don't know, I just feel like she's on her way up, and she got it done. So it's awesome.
Yeah, fucking, like you said, 21 years old, like that's awesome.
But that's why, like, I just thought she could get it done. UFC debut, I get it, put on a good fight, just lost the decision, whatever, and just gonna get there. She got this.
I know, like, it's just always so sad when, like, when you got a fighter like Polyana, where across the board on her record, only first round finishes.
Yep.
And you see that time start ticking down.
You're just like,
it's just like, it's like, damn, you've
had
almost
over
20 fights in your career. Is this finally gonna be the one where it changes? And of course not. It's just always so funny when, like, there are just certain fighters. It doesn't fucking matter, like, who they're fighting, like what time it is, where it just. They just fight by certain rules, and their fights will always play out that way.
That 5 minutes is up, it's over. Like,
oh man, but those were definitely the highlights of the main card. Because after that, those 2 opening fights on the main card just sucked. It was not good. 2 fights at 185. Both fights had a fighter missing weight. Both weighing in at 189. Josh Fremd, he missed weight by 189, gets the decision win over Jamie Pickett. That was not a great fight at all. And then AJ Dodson is able to finally get his first UFC win, snaps a 2-fight losing streak, only 2 losses in his career. Defeats Tafon Nchukwi, who's now 6-4, and he missed weight by 3.5 pounds. So like, this is 185. They filled up the time good, you know.
that was about it, because like I legitimately do not remember really anything from either of these fights other than clinching.
Grappling.
Yeah, Josh just kept trying to shoot the takedown. Jamie not letting it happen. AJ and fucking Nchukwi.
It's rough for Jamie. Dude goes 0-2 in the fucking Contender Series, gets a third shot, finally gets it done, gets the contract, and since has gone 2-6 in the UFC. Has 2 KO TKO losses, 2 submission losses, and 2 decision losses.
You think he's done?
Yeah, he's on a 4-fight losing streak now. Like, that lost to Kyle Dawkins by Darshchuk, who, ended up getting cut from the UFC. Dennis Tulilulilan, which is probably close to on his way out.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is 1-2 in the UFC, so...
Bo Nickel's debut.
Yeah, Bo Nickel and Josh Fremd. It was like,
has losses to, and then before that,
Jordan Wright, Tafon Nchukwi.
Exactly, Jordan Wright, Tafon Nchukwi. Like,
like that. He's not gonna be here for long if he doesn't get cut after that. So.
Yeah.
Considering under like the UFC banner, so including Contender Series, he is 3-8.
Yeah, 34 years old. Yeah,
it's over.
That's so crazy. Outside of UFC type fights, he's fucking 10-2 in his career.
Yeah,
but with an overall record of 13-10 now. So shit. But that's the main card. Prelims, as you were saying when we started the podcast, definitely much better.
Yeah, straight finishes all the way through.
Just like you said, it was just all too fast. And the bullshit in between. It just like
I know, it was just the terrible atmosphere and then the commercials within.
Bro, I would have been so much happier if I got about like 30 more McDonald's and Burger King commercial tonight. Like it at least would have made it feel like something was happening. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, all the finishes also on the prelims, except for one, were first round finishes. There's only one that went out the first, and it went all the way to the third.
Yep.
But there was still a finish.
But yeah, prelim headliner though, Marcus McGee, he's back. Was supposed to fight Gaston. He ends up pulling out. JP Buys fills in a 125er that's 0-2 in the UFC. And I thought he might be able to make it a little bit longer. Thought he might be able to make it into the second.
He is 0-4 in the UFC.
Is he 0-4?
Yes.
Yeah.
He won on the Contender Series, and he had 3 losses up until this fight, which now makes 4.
I forgot that was 3 losses.
Bruno Silva, Montel Jackson, Cody Durden.
Yep.
Now Marcus McGee.
Finished in 3 out of the 4.
Yep. So
last 2 both in the first round.
So yeah. Another guy that, outside of UFC type stuff, he's got a pretty solid record at 8-1, but currently sits at 9-6, and gets finished in the first round. That right hand, that shit was so nice. JP goes to throw a right hand, Marcus just slips right on the outside, right hand down the fucking center, and done. They said right hook, but I thought it was more of like a right straight that he landed.
It wasn't like, it was kind of like a looping right straight.
Either way though.
It's just funny because like
I
I was gonna say, like the one fight that Jason like might have stepped in early. Like, I agree with it because, the way he just folded over, hands out, and, like, people like, oh, he was shooting, he was working. That was all muscle memory. He was not there, and you could see it in his fucking face when the ref was trying to stop it. Like, even Marcus, after he hit him, was like, is this done? Because I think this is done. Like,
he was like this, like, he's like almost like holding his hands up, like
it was kind of like, it's done, but I'm also ready to go down. Like, what do you want from me? And ref was like, no, it's you're good.
Like you said, JP was like grabbing the single, but like as Marcus was walking off like that, and JP was like kind of going for it, he just ended up like walking right into like the cage afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when he got up,
it was muscle memory. He was definitely like not 100% there at all, and it just another one of those things, man, where it's like, for the good of this guy, like I mean, that's the thing too. It's like, you're getting finished like, early at 125. It's like, you're fighting a finisher at 135 on short notice. It's like, who the fuck in his management and his team let him take that fight? You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a bad idea for JP Vice to come into to take this fight on short notice.
Yeah.
When he's like not winning at his actual weight class of 125.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is the shit that we were talking about with fucking Contender Series and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and like starting around the time that you said 2020, where it's like, like you're letting these guys just come on here, but are they really ready for it? Like he did get the first round finish in it, but it's like he was 1-1 in Contender Series. Like, his record going into it was only 4-1. It's like, is someone like that actually ready to be there?
Yeah. And then there's like Marcus McGee, who came in like short notice debut, won his fight, never was on the Contender Series. It's just like, sometimes like you're just getting the wrong guys into the Contender Series as well. Like, they seem like they're on runs or whatever, and it just like that it just happens to be not actually what you think they are. Like, their talent level isn't their ceiling isn't where you thought it was. Like, because talking about like Contender Series, like I could see like similar situations happening with a couple of the fighters that were signed this past Tuesday.
No, exactly. And it's like, but
that's why I brought it up, you know what I mean? Because of last Tuesday, it's like...
Because, with, like, the spirit of how it used to be with, like, obviously it was, like, a little bit too harsh of, like, oh, like, just, you gotta be exciting and stuff, but it's, like, if you're just running over and, like, fucking someone up, like, at that regional level, because that's just what Contender Series is, it's, like, okay, you probably should be, like, at a step up in competition, but now it's, like, you just have Dana White hyping up like these regional level guys as if they're good because of like whatever old Contender Series guys that are doing good in the UFC, and so then it's like they have a tough win, but like they can show some good aspects of like, oh, you could potentially be good, but like so then they get it, but it's like you
just struggled with a fucking regional guy on Contender Series. Like,
it's like now you're gonna fight like you said some guy that's just been like grinding it out like on like the regional scene, gets his shot in the UFC, proves that he should be there, and now it's like okay, you have this guy that's shown that on this level, and you are very questionably should be like maybe even a level below the one you just fought at Contender Series, and now you're just getting fed to the wolves, like,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's kind of the thing that's been happening for a little bit now, is a lot of these guys are just getting fed to the wolves, and it's just like, what do you expect? Like,
we're in our 7th year of having it. One Contender Series champion, Jamal Hill. And that was also like a crazy opportunity in him, like, because shit, you know, like if he had to like fight Anthony Smith and then it was like, him fighting Yuri or something, like defend, who knows? Like, he might have not even ever gotten gold, like, and you know what I mean? It's like,
right.
But yeah, it's just shit's crazy. Good shit for Marcus McGee though.
Also good shit.
Yeah,
happy shit.
This
T-Rex.
I was so nervous coming into it. It just,
I really thought he should get this done.
I thought he should too.
But I know that you always have to worry with him. Like, I know it's not no Mike Breedens that he's losing to, but it's like just the way his past couple fights have been going. The fact that this is his third fight this year, coming in short notice, just fought fucking last month. You know what I mean? It's like, you just
finished twice in both fights, like,
right, you just get nervous. Like, I know he didn't take a lot of damage the last fight, but either way, it's just like, coming off of getting rear naked choked, coming in short notice, it's like you gotta worry a little bit with T-Rex, but I'm so glad he got that done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Minute 25, landing clean shots, bombing on him, rocking him all over the place. Ref stepped in, was like, yeah, that's
great
enough.
Body work.
Yeah.
Like he was going to the body a lot, and that was great.
Yeah, left hand to the body, right hand up top. Just Terrence, he looked good tonight. And to your point, like I feel like the opponent, was someone where he should have looked good, but that's the thing, he should have and he did. So it's like, just a good confidence booster for him, and I feel like that's with just like the kind of fighter that he is. I feel like that's what he needs. Like he just, even if he has 0% chance of winning in all reality, if he goes in there with like 500% confidence that he's like taking someone's head off,
he might fucking take someone's head off.
Exactly, Drew Dober fight. You know what I mean? Like, in all reality, like, dude had no fucking right just going out there and dogging on Drew Dober for the early part of that fight like he did.
Right.
And just, and Drew being tough as shit was able to survive, but like it's just like, just...
And it's like, let Drew land that, it's over, but nah, I feel you, like...
That's the thing. I just wish that, like, he could change his fucking, like, physique good enough to, like, I don't know, slim down or whatever to just not be at 155. And I'm just like...
I know. The violence division,
it scares me so much for him.
It's like he does and he doesn't belong in the violence division because, again, we just talked about, like, in the last podcast, it's like super glass cannon.
Yup.
Yeah.
And that's why it's scary, and especially when you love him so much. Like, how can you not? But
and I can understand what you're also saying there, Jimmy, with, like, maybe slim down and, like, be able to get to 145. But it's like, do you really want to see him against, like, Barboza, Giga, Calvin, Ilya, Arnold?
I know he said that, and I started kind of thinking a little bit too. I'm like, there's definitely other names that's better, but at the same time, like,
no, I know,
I don't know, but
if we're gonna compare top 15 to top 15, you know what I mean?
No,
it's
I know.
I'll take him. Like, I'd rather see him fight those guys than Justin and Fazeev and Dustin and Charles and Benny.
I get that, but like, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like,
Jalen
kind of
or even Dan Hooker. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be a fucking fun fight though.
I
probably,
feel like,
but it's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm saying, like, if he moves down 10 pounds, like, he's now having to cut, potentially, like, he's going to be cutting more weight, and then, like, potentially his chin gets even a little bit more weaker to where he's, like, getting dropped even earlier.
Well, and that's why I, like, said it with, like, I wish he could, like, change his physique to do it, because, like, just... Like, like, really having, like, just building to a different frame to, like, naturally kind of be there, And that's why it's, like, I know he can't do that, and that's why it's, like...
Actually, it's going to be just like Joaquin Buckley. He's going to move down, chin's going to get good. Okay?
Let's go. He's like, I'm tired of getting knocked out by 55ers. You 45ers can't do it.
Precisely.
But yeah, that was good shit for him. So happy for T-Rex to get back on the winning track. And... this next one, what an upset win. I for sure did not expect it. It wasn't the biggest upset, like it was pretty close odds going into it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, honestly, it's not that I didn't expect it. I'm sorry.
No,
like, Isaac Delgarian versus Francis Marshall. Going into it, like, I feel like we both said Isaac could get it done in the first round, and then past that, I don't know how he's gonna look because he's only 5-0, came into the UFC, this is his debut, and all of his finishes were first round finishes. So it's like, how does he look in the second round? How does he look in a third round, like going to a decision? But he kept his 100% finish rate in the first round and beat the shit out of Francis Marshall. Beat the shit out of him.
He really did.
Just
it was 448 into the first round. It probably could have been at least ended at 430, maybe even 425 in the first round.
Oh,
yeah, it definitely could have been ended a lot
as
sooner.
I mentioned earlier, the one fight that Jason stopped early, he let a couple go late, and this was one of them. He for sure could have stopped it. He didn't need to eat as many elbows as he did. He didn't need to get so bloodied up. Like, he didn't need to get as fucked up towards the end like that. Like, it was pretty crazy.
That's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like reffing should be, like, very much based on, like, context of the fights, too, and knowing the fighters and certain things like that. It's like, there's a fight on the prelims. you got a fucking 24-year-old, you know, on the bottom. It's like, dude got taken down instantly, and then Isaac just slowly starts landing punches, and then, yeah, you pointed out, you're just like, oh, like, is his ear bleeding? I was like, oh, fucking, like, yeah, just had blood coming out of his ear.
Yeah, the one elbow he landed, ear started leaking.
Yeah, and then just, you know, landed another, just cut him up, and then once he got, like, that other cut over the eye, then, yeah, he just started pouring it on.
And it's like, at that point...
You don't need a young kid, like, in such a nothing fight to get beaten up like that.
And because it's, like, also, like, Francis, for, like, the majority of, like, the end of that was just covering up. His movement was squirming and covering. It's not like he was working. He wasn't, like... You know what I'm saying?
There was no intelligibly defending himself.
Exactly. Like, he was literally just covering up. Like, he could have easily stopped that earlier than it was, but...
Yeah.
Isaac fucked him up.
No, he did. He really did. And, yeah, so... I was also just looking at Isaac's record. It extends all the way to his amateur fights. Amateur to now, he is first round pick. Like, I thought it was just pro. Like, and then I look, I'm like...
No, yeah.
Oh!
Like, first round across the board, yeah.
It's... Man is shot out of a fucking cannon finishes. As soon as the fight starts, and he's looking to get you out of there. Yeah. And he don't get paid by the hour, you know what I mean?
I am definitely interested to see him find more people in the division. Like,
oh, fuck yeah.
I don't know where you want to send him now, because, like, he just beat Francis, who's was 1-0 in the UFC?
No, he was 1-1. He lost the split decision to Gomez.
You're right. But,
Gomez.
Yeah, I mean, even at 1-1, like, kind of same, at that point, really kind of same experience level, not much difference.
Yeah, you give him a lower guy in the UFC again.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just trying to...
A few more fights.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
Because, yeah, he's only 27, 6-0 now, like... But, yeah, that... Good shit for him to get that win, and, yeah, that was just... That was solid. Definitely excited to see what he can do.
Now I'm just wondering what a fight between him and Talbot would look like. I don't know why. That just came into my head.
Well, Talbot's 35.
Is he 35? I thought it was 45.
Yeah.
No. Nah, because I want to see him fight Corey. That was like the fight that came to my head when I seen him fight.
That's right.
I was going to say, I just remember because he broke this significant strikes in bantamweight history, so.
True, yeah. But yeah, good shit for Isaac coming in, UFC debut. Let's fucking go. The next notable fight on this card, Damon Blackshear.
Beautiful.
Comes into this fight with a stellar UFC record of 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Solid. 50-50 as it gets. And he said, all right, 50-50. Well, let's twist your body 50-50 in half because...
Third person to get a twister in UFC history.
Yeah, first round twist. Like, bruh, just...
It was so fucking good.
I'm sorry. You can go.
Me?
Oh, yeah,
I thought you said Ginger, my bad.
No.
But nah, yeah, it was just so fucking good because, yeah, Damon just on the fucking black. Jose just, I don't know, like, however he moved trying to fucking hit him and shit, just no IQ behind it. Damon was like, I got this, just wrapped him up and twisted his shit.
Because, yeah, he had the back, he locked up the leg first, you know, in the position, and then, yeah, he was just trying to punch behind him, and he was just like, alright, let me just, take that hand real quick, let me just start to move that around, and, you know, he tried even punching through that position, and it's like, bro,
like you can't do that.
This dude is setting up a twister on here, and you're just gonna try and punch your way out.
And like, twist into position.
Move, brother. Like, oh.
But I mean, you know what? He took it short notice.
Yeah. UFC debut.
Yeah, I was gonna say UFC debut.
I don't think anyone's ever expecting a twister to be put on them. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't
Bro
think
probably doesn't even know what the setup is. He didn't even know he was getting put into that shit.
Oh, I could see that 100%.
Yeah, like, but
like,
yeah. That is awesome.
Who trains to defend a twister?
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like when we were talking about the ninja choke with Holly Holm and stuff. It's like, you don't really get put into that type of choke in MMA. Like, you know what I mean? So.
But yeah, so that was awesome. And then opening up the card, very sad, very sad. Hey, we had the feeling that it was going to be sad because it's fucking Juju. And as we said, like, she got fucking toughness, and that's about it. And that can only take you so far when you got someone like Luana Santos just bombing punches clean to your chin.
And it's like she didn't look great on the scales at the fuck all. She looked real bad during her weight cut. So it's like that toughness didn't even shine through because she got finished in the first round. It was just the second fight that Jason could have ended a bit earlier. She's just on the cage trying to keep her hands up, just getting back. Just
throwing sloppy punches.
You're trying to throw sloppy punches, but like I'm saying, she's just getting rocked around. She's just back and forth with each punch. Just her looking crazy in the face. Like you could tell she wasn't even there. Like it was sad.
Tough as hell. Got hard, but 3-3 now in her career. Like she isn't like she won tough, but she's not on the UFC level. Like
hell no.
No, she
just.
And not at 125.
Yeah, no.
Especially with, like, the people that are coming into 125. Someone like Luana, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
her making her UFC debut, you know, like that. And just got fucking obliterated. Like, you know, that's... Like, because that's the thing. With 125 in the women's divisions, like, they are the ones with the prospects, you know? Like,
prospects coming in and just,
Oh, yeah, that was rough. That... just much worse than I thought it was gonna be, and was definitely hoping what it was gonna be. So good shit for Luana though. Great win, moves to 6-1, and fuck yeah, can't wait to see her fight again. So
yeah,
and that's gonna wrap up this just fantastic UFC Apex card. Like honestly, going through it again, it's just like the prelims really were fun, but it just dragging out across 6 hours.
Well, because they were not expecting first round finishes across the board, except for that one third round finish. Like, great, but also just terrible for them.
Yup. And another, and they're talking about great. A great night for Kate, again, in Tapology.
Let's go.
The shorter time she has to do her picks, the better she does. Seems to be a correlation there. She gets first overall in the group and out of us. I get second overall in the group and out of us. And Ginger, a historic, record-breaking loss.
Of 0 points.
Because he forgot to do them.
0 out of 13.
You fool! I need a shame belt to shame you.
Technically,
shame.
0 out of 0 because there were no picks made.
0 out of 13.
You got 0 out of 13
points.
right. 0 points. You're not even on the board at all.
Yeah, because I didn't pick the fight.
Because you did so bad. They didn't want us to shame you like this.
Oh,
but we'll shame you anyway.
Shame. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. But
it's okay.
I know first. You guys aren't.
You want to talk about your picks at all, Mario Yamasaki?
I got 3 perfects.
Let's go. Yeah, that was very solid. Tied for most perfects in the group. That was nice. 700.
It's funny how Steph also got 3 perfects, 1 semi, and just last.
Yeah. Only 7 right overall for him. That's why.
Because I got 11.
I was about to say. Like getting 515 and still being tied for last. Like, damn.
Yeah. 700 points for Caden first. Yeah, like you said, 11 correct, 3 perfect, no semis or decisions. I got second with 630 points. I got 10 correct picks.
Because I'm the only one who chose Yasmin.
Yeah, I know.
You fool.
I know. I know, and I should have chose Luque by decision.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny because I didn't even think about that at all, and you did, and so that's like you could have even gotten more on that.
I know.
I'm just like, But yeah, because we were fucking, I think it was like 20 points like apart, or it was something like that, and going into the fucking Pollyanna Yasmin fight, and yeah. You got that one, so that said, like, yeah, you were getting first no matter what, because we had the same picks after, so. But yeah, and Ginger, as mentioned before, dead last, so maybe try better next week.
Yeah.
Maybe actually put in picks next week.
Yeah, that would be trying better.
Yeah.
Unless you still get 0 right.
That would be hilarious.
Then that would be trying worse, you know?
Well, yeah. But, like, just to explain how I forgot, I forgot the time that the UFC the UFC fight card started, and woke up after it already started because I planned on doing it right beforehand.
But that only works for me. You fools have to do them on like a Thursday.
Yeah, I gotta get them on Friday, like, just because we got back from class and I was just sitting here. I was about to take a little nappy nap, and then I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, topology, and so I was sleepy. My judgment was clouded,
Sure.
God damn it! We can't let her win so much, Ginger. What the fuck? We've been watching fights so much longer. This is crazy.
Get better.
Luck.
It's not also that crazy, though. We're more emotional. We're men. That's how it works, right?
True.
But let's go. That's Tapology. Bellator was dog shit.
Yep.
It was not fun, and BKFC was going on during it, and that's just way more fun generally, so that's kind of what we paid attention to. But just quick little mentions of that. They had their inaugural flyweight championship on the line, headlined by none other than the magician, John Dodson, still around doing the fucking damn thing. It's crazy. I fucking love it. But he gets the win in the first round, keeps it 3 wins, 3-0, all first round finishes in BKFC. And that's just fucking awesome. Good shit for him. From what? Was it fucking Tough 5 or something like that?
Some early ass shit.
2 title fights with DJ, just a crazy UFC run, and now just scrapping it out in BKFC at the end of his career, just still fucking people up.
Doesn't need the cage to do his flips, though.
Nope, just dead center, just like, I'm gonna just still pop it off. But yeah, that was good.
You wanna know what wasn't good?
Take it away, Kate.
The featured bout, bro. Oh my god. Alright. Okay. Going into this, we only heard about, I only heard about the BKFC fight going on the day that on Friday. A few hours before.
I knew about it Thursday.
Going through it, we heard this guy, Bryce Hall, who I guess is some type of influencer or something. No idea who he was. Had no context behind it. It just some fucking influencer that came into bare knuckle boxing, and it was just like, how did he get here? It's just real funny. Going into it, I don't know, just first of all, I just wanted him to lose, so this just all pissed me off. But it just pissed me off because he was talking shit to G. Perez, who was the guy that he fought, just talking shit to him, trying to fight him. Come to find out that G. Perez fights at fucking 145? Yeah, he's a natural, just 145, or he's 5'8" compared to, do they even have braces? Shit, they should, because... No, they don't.
I think he was 6'1" or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
6'1", but he moved up 30 pounds to fight him at 174. Dude was talking shit and trying to fight someone mad smaller than him. In the first round, he landed a good shot right away that ended up sitting G down, so, that immediately gives him the 10-8. But after that, G just holding up, ends up getting an, oh no, he fucked up his arm in the second round, or was it in the first round? It was in the first round. Still goes into the second round. Easily won that second round with one fucking hand.
Yeah, he fighting orthodox, in the first round, fucks up his left arm, and so he's just like, alright, I'm gonna go southpaw and just fight off my lead hand.
Yeah.
Won that round.
Easily won the round, but after that, at one point, they ended up getting into the clinch in that round, and you could see the way that he pushed off, he definitely fucked it up some more. He held it together, but the second that bell dang and he turned around, you just saw it all over his face, how much pain he was in.
Yeah, couldn't even drink his water,
Yeah, they're trying to give him water. He's just it's just spilling out of his mouth because he's just in pain. It was really sad to see. So he ended up getting that second round retirement, TKO, arm injury, but
yeah, that
it just sucked because then afterwards talking about, oh, I give him respect, he hits real hard, but I just want to say I am a fucking fighter. And it's bro, are you lost the second round. He got hurt in there. It's, oh my god, shut the fuck up. You literally were sitting here and bullying somebody that is 30 pounds lighter than you and 5 inches shorter than you.
Yeah, he took the Jake Paul route,
Yeah.
But nah, yeah, I know, it was just it was just so fucking cringy and just like, oh man,
I hated it for bare knuckles so much.
I was
like, I like it because, you know, with his following, I'm sure it brought attention to them, so that's fucking awesome. I love their publicity, but it's like,
and because that's what I was saying, like, he had Lorenzo Hunt in his corner, like, you know, training for that fight with him, you know, double champ in BKFC, and so, like, yeah, you know,
but for me watching, I hated it.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Hopefully he just gets another fight. I said, let them fight Chad Mendes. Move Chad up an extra 10 pounds from his fight with Eddie Alvarez that was at 165 to 175, and let him fight him. I would love that.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
Pay Chad another like $600K for that fight, some shit. Let's go. But yeah, and then the only other thing that I really feel like mentioning on that, which was crazy, dude.
The first round.
Yeah.
I mean the first fight.
This dude throws a left hand, like a millisecond after the fucking like final bell starts to ring, knocks the fucking dude down, and like, you know, mouthpiece was falling out, like hurt him real bad, and they're just sitting there just like watching the fucking, you know, like replay monitor and like just over and over and over again, and then
and they're like, was it on the bell, was it before the bell, is it good? And it's like, bro, you have a whole ding 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 on that first ding. He was in motion of fucking throwing that shit. He threw a right, stepped over, and threw that left as that shit dinged.
Yeah, just
talking about, it's milliseconds off. You're gonna tell me he registered that and was like, no, I'm gonna throw this after the bell. Like, it's bare knuckle. They were in the middle of war. Of course he's just in motion of throwing it. Ends in a fucking no contest because the strike after the bell, but it was very much on the fucking bell. Like,
and that's the thing, it's like, you know, it's the ding ding ding. It wasn't like on the second one, like it was literally as the first one starting. So it's like, come on,
like,
man.
It was on the ding.
You give that man a first round fucking knockout.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah. But
and he was fucking him up the whole time too.
Yeah. But yeah, BKFC, they're fun. They fucking, as you know, we said in the last one, they got their fucking unified rule set. I hope they just keep on doing bigger things, and definitely always down to support them and watch more BKFC fights. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know how you feel about any of the BKFC shit, Ginger. You didn't really say nothing.
I wasn't mad about the thing. It's just like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, what you do what the, however the rest is gonna call it is how he's gonna call it.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall thing, I didn't watch it, but like, I know he had lost a
boxing exhibition.
Boxing, yeah.
Yeah. He got knocked out.
Which the reason he said the whole fighter, sorry, there's a siren. The reason he said the whole like I am a fighter thing is because in the lead up to his exhibition boxing, he's like was saying like, oh, I'm a boxer, I'm a fighter, I'm a street fighter, this, that, and third. After he lost, he said, I never claimed I was a boxer or a fighter or anything. And it's just like, Bryce Hall's just a fucking idiot.
That makes me hate him even more, so thank you for that.
Right.
You're welcome.
I'm a fighter, I'm not a fighter, I'm gonna bully someone 35 pounds fucking
I
lighter
am
than
a
me.
fighter! I've always been one! Fuck you! Mic drop, I'm out!
Yeah.
I was gonna say, fuck it, have him jump up 10 pounds and fight Mike Perry.
That's what I said after the fight.
Come on, we gotta be realistic here. You know what I mean?
Mike Perry would do it.
He's never fighting in BKFC again.
Do it.
Bryce Hall ain't doing it. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
That's why you give him a...
Mike Perry would do it. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's what
said.
Ginger said. He's like, Mike Perry would do it. I'm just like, Bryce wouldn't.
Mike Perry would fuck him up in sparring for nothing. Like,
just for funsies.
I'll post it on my Instagram story. Oh, man. But yeah, so that was the BKFC shit from the weekend. And that's going to be all the shit from the weekend.
Yep.
Not stacked out, too exciting or thrilling weekend, but hey, it was a solid weekend overall. We had some fights and we're here for them, right?
Yep.
But hell yeah. Hopefully, next week will be a lot better. We got Contender Series. We got Tough. We got pay-per-views.
We don't got
PFL.
KT.
Yeah, KT isn't going to be here next week. She's abandoning us to leave to go see her true friends. Crazy.
My friend buys me a plane ticket, tells me when I get on plane, I go.
That's fair.
It just happened to be
Fair enough.
pay-per-view weekends.
Let's go. But yeah, so that'll be me and Ginger on that one. But you know, it'll still be all the same shit, really. Maybe we'll get Kate to like send in a little message or something after the fight and record something and throw it in there. I don't know. Maybe we'll find something funny to do. But that's gonna wrap up this podcast. As always, if you liked it, enjoyed it, and you want to help support, like the video, subscribe, maybe toss a comment in there, maybe talk some shit. Who knows? Whatever you want to say. If it's a comment, that helps us in the algorithm. So let's go. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one, everyone. Peace out.